one time I read that some women don't like giving blowjobs, or some women the thought of it. But actually, this says some women submit to sex, some accept it, some willing to participate in it. Well, it has to be willingly. It has to be consensual. A woman loves to suck her man off, and then keep working on his dick until she could get him harder or this. And to a woman, sucking a man's dick could be one of the most pure pleasures in a woman's life. So some women really like sucking dick. So some women really do. Though let's face it, the male of a species' basic function in life is to impregnate a female. Blowjob. Now, on Encyclopedia, why on earth would I put my dick in a woman's mouth? Or I mean, why on earth would you put a dick into a mouth? In 1112.3 AD, the purpose of the invention was for a male's mate, preferably a woman, to preferably a woman, for her to go down on the man. Often this gift of the gods was not given to the male by his mate, and giving a blowjob is one of the best ways for a woman to give pleasure. So, this one guy, Joel Osteen, says God's not going to let nothing come into your life, into my life, unless it serves a purpose. Women could also receive oral, though it's different. Like what Fowler's trying to talk about, what Kazumi's trying to talk about, because feminism is literally about turning women into men. A feminist is born when she realizes her pussy is dry like the Sahara. Okay, excuse me. When she realizes her pussy is dry, or somewhat dry, this only proves the whole truth that women are only good for two things. I was about to say, well, that too. Hold on, don't. That's different. Anyways, are good for two things: talking shit, saying shit, and also sucking it. Being as smart as they are and possessing powerful introspection or retrospect, why do they talk the way they do? Real men eat pussy, give oral to women, and real women suck dick. And real women suck dick. And real men eat their pussies. And the woman and her, a woman could be a good person in other aspects of her life, but she could also be a huge fucking asshole. And if his dick is more important than I am, then the relationship I guess she doesn't think about her sexual function as important as this one guy said. Male sexual function is more important to men than it is to women and their sexual function. Urban Dictionary, blowjob, is when a woman performs oral sex to a man by putting her lips on his dick and sucks it hard and deep. Or really good. Don't be a bitch. Suck your man's dick. You never. I never understand women being scared to suck dick. So, why some women don't want to suck dick? Some women don't want. I don't. I'd rather smackle on some pussy clit. I did take some male herbs, but and I've been saving such that I feel like I'm back on track. I think, or almost. This woman says she loves sucking a man's dick. She likes the whole experience, the textures and the taste and the sounds of her mouth slurping or sucking on his dick and his balls, looking around the top of the head, the tip, and she loves the fullness of the hardness of his dick. She does in her hand, moving the moving around of his balls in his nutsack when he's about to nut or whatever. She deep throat him, so I guess one woman likes to swallow. Oh, this other woman. She loves for a man to slowly fuck her in the mouth while she's sucking and gripping with his finger in his crack. Listening to his moans and groans of satisfaction, and she's feeling more and more turned on with anticipation on what he's going to do to me when they're almost done. She said that when he senses pleasure, she gets turned on more, and it might make her come before him. When I suck a man's dick, it feels so good. This one woman said when she was 16, she sucked her math teacher's dick. He told me it was the best ever and he wanted more. He also broke her V card. Cherry? Or... Oh, this one woman, she doesn't really enjoy it, but she doesn't mind doing it to make him happy. This one woman likes to make eye contact with him and see pleasure in his face. Because the pleasure, satisfaction, it's a very intimate sexual experience because she knows that it's making him happy. Oh, this one woman says, why do guys like boobs, breasts, they are just a bit of fat on a woman's chest? So women with breasts, some don't like it because, or I guess she doesn't. Many women enjoy having their nipples stimulated. Well, wouldn't the purpose be for a woman sucking to be in my life would be a woman sucking my dick? No, I'm here. I want to tell you, I'm here. I mean, I want to tell you, I'm here to tell you. I mean, right now that at the moment, I've made it so far throughout the years, and if the purpose is, well, I might not be here, like, who knows when or something, it could be naturally, it could be a hard time, but I doubt it. If I was to get hurt or something like that, I don't understand why that would happen. And even if God told me, I still don't fucking understand it. I wouldn't understand it, I don't think. But this Osteen said, well, God wouldn't allow anything to come into your life unless there's a purpose. And I really agreed with that. So, a woman giving a guy a blowjob, that serves a purpose. So then she'd be my woman friend, and then is something going to happen to me, or I've been trying all these years. I've had a doggy, and maybe that was the reason, but I mean, girlfriends knows that some guys have dogs, and friends, and maybe a situation, and so I don't understand why I didn't get a girlfriend when I had an apartment and locals and such, and now, and someone said that too. I'm like, I thought it was legal. It's like, possibly, and that would be illegal. And case is going to be in the Hall of Fame, and on all the sites have been promoting it. Everybody's got a reason to live. And song, Reason to Live, from a Kiss album, yeah. Something about maybe he would have been a first-term president anyway. Why the fuck am I here then? I heard about this one rabbi. He said all the blacks were neutral. There's planet or something, and it's not neutral at all about Obama at all. Though, and then at all, though he said that they're neutral and they wouldn't help God in the war against England. Whatever. But what if, like, someone thought he voted something, no, and then some people wanted to get back at him for knowing something? And basically they'd be going against the Constitution. And then basically this one says he's an atheist, and he might be now. And he says there's no talking snake, there's no talking serpent, no. But he said he was for a while. And then he says, don't worry, you're not. And then, and then, um, um, or he said they. So, even though there's been generosity towards me, and I've been lucky, and this one time, this first meeting in 2010, we embraced it. And that's good. Though, just like when I used to go, with shopping, and the feeling of, or a sense of gratitude, or that one word that I said that there was towards me, generosity, though, or not really liveliness about I just didn't feel that things were that lively, and uh, um, well, I said like the main visions, and then I'm just really questioning. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I didn't want to go out anymore, and one of the reasons, and something, and one time I was having some foot pain. Maybe what I did worked, maybe. Or, hopefully, yeah, so purpose. My dad said hopefully 2014 is supposed to be a really good year. It's hopefully a really good year. It's a great year next year. Hopefully, there's a really good year next year. Hopefully, or I said, well, hopefully. But if something happens to me next year, if then I don't know why I was even born in the first place. And luckily, I will be making a name for myself. And I always said, well, I want to make a name for myself. I know deep down that there's been a lot of celebrities, well-known famous people, that have hoaxed their death, and that they didn't die. Not even Tupac. Like, that was a story. Like, they're either blanks or at, but he was not hit. He was not hit by any of them at something, but not him. And he's been in Cuba. Tupac. Makalakavi, I'm alive. Supposedly something about coming back next year. Is it under a different artist name, or Tupac, or what's up? Is he coming back? supposedly Suge Knight, or supposedly Biggie, and then Puff Daddy or P Diddy was told to take out Biggie, and Suge Knight was, or Biggie was told to take out Tupac. I think they just wanted them out of that. You know, they were probably underpaid anyway. Except supposedly they got more money at concerts from supposedly. Though other celebrities like Macho Man, like he might have died, but maybe maybe he didn't. I don't know. I know Elvis did, and MJ did, and there's proof that he's still in, but I'm not sure if you count that if he's a woman. Huh? Just a person, the body's basically sort of, it, you know, it's still around. It just got SRS. Well, that's actually something that changes you. Though, like Justin Bieber, he wants to retire. We'll let him retire. And then if something happens to him, just supposedly, like if he committed, supposedly, if Justin Bieber commits suicide, we all know that's not real. That we know that really didn't. We would know as peoples. I would know that would be a BS story. Justin Bieber wouldn't commit suicide because I thought I saw him driving down the street and he was smiling. Wow, what's he so happening about? 2015. I know one thing. It was like cool. I think it was Nani maybe. Even though people beat the guy up, but Cooler got in the light because I was just thinking that he was complaining about royalties, and Gene or whoever else didn't like that. And Jane's from Lafayette. Do you really even consider that history? I don't think I do. And even, well, it's America, so what the fuck? Do they have a Democratic Party of Israel or a Liberal Party of Israel? I don't know. Maybe they do. Or maybe they could have those parties, and we need new parties. As long as Paul wouldn't listen to Jim. I think he's from New York, but I'm not sure. I'd rather have Paul Stanley be president maybe than Gene. Well, he can't be, but though. Chris? I don't know if it's Chris or who or what, but something about Loki, Chris. Loki was a mischievous liar. Chris? He's probably been getting paid for Beckham 1 2, and if he was straight. Chris and Chris are liars, and Freely is a fucking liar. Well, Freely does have a song that I like, and well, his book says no regrets, but then on the 9th song he mentions a couple, but it's like, Emma Fox is a bit sick, but Ursula, can I? That's like the the Russians like foxes. Mom maybe wouldn't mind the Russians, maybe, if they wouldn't try to bring them back to Soviet Union. Anyways, and my dog is as important as somebody that you wouldn't think is important. Or who you think is as important. Is equal to who you think is important. And Russia still doesn't really care about our founding fathers. Well, that's the problem with Russia. They don't have a Bill of Rights. Or a Constitution. I don't. Or Declaration. Whatever. You know, they don't have that. Okay. What was I going to say? Second topic, third topic. I retract my statements about gay people that should, you know, fuck off from this world. From this world. That's up to you. I said that on Facebook. I have a problem with atheists because I proved my visions and things because I whooped his ass. And I think, and the minority, and a couple of bills that are unconstitutional, so they should be voted. And what else was I going to say? LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Dwight Howard and Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, should play for the Nuggets. Falcon Nuggets. Falcon, capital N, one N, letter, UGGETS. I've inspired, I think, JaVale McGee, the Latte Loon, Bird, and Kenneth Fareed, Man Mountain, Birdman 1-1 with Miami, Anderson. Come back to the Nuggets, man. Or if they're the Miami Flamingos and the Tennessee Toucans, or Memphis Toucans. Do they have toucans in Memphis? Maybe at a zoo. Or there's no girl in Memphis. I don't think so. Why would you think if someone said no, 2014, then like, why not 2013? Then obviously then they might be lying. So, or maybe not. You know, I keep seeing a couple. I clicked the petition that someone was killed, and these officers got off the hook. They got off from being in trouble. They did a wrong. They did a no-no. The guy should get life in prison for killing somebody, not rewarded. Hopefully the petition works. No predator, none of those in Colorado. None of those. I even wrote a modern American Constitution and another Constitution for Colorado. And besides the Jet, Udall, Perlmutter, and Bennett and Udall, or whoever, I'm sort of tired of this. I mean, like, sort of. It's like, hey, like, if we have to, we should put the Colorado citizens first, and if we have to, we should break off from the federal government. I mean, and we should have if these people are good are great peoples that that as long as they're good peoples inside that that we could have a government though. I'm not sure which one is bad because even if you cut federal funding, I still think you have state funding. Before it was a state, Colorado was part of the Kansas, Nebraska, Utah, Wyoming, or Colorado, Utah, or Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, or whichever state, whichever place is uncorrupt, not corrupt, that maybe we should just be part of maybe we should have Confederate states, sort of. But it's isn't that 4 states at least? Come together. Because if it's District Columbia, I just want to make a thing saying, I don't get, since most of our presidents, that they have been in D.C., Columbia, Virginia, state, and why don't they have office? Why didn't they have office in any other states? Why is the president on the East Coast? And I'm going to turn off the lights soon. This one woman is 47. I told her about spirulina. Blue-green algae. Yeah, peoples can change. It's Friday night. This one guy, Jonathan, and something. He's wondering if humanity is on the road to like Star Trek. Is humanity's future, people's future, on the path to Star Trek, or Planet of the Apes?
Noble.
An ape can't kill another ape. It's not supposed to. Well, in Star Trek, you have different races and different spacecrafts in space fighting one another. Spacecrafts. You had some negotiations, but in Planet of the Apes, you're not supposed to fight. You're not. You're not supposed to kill anybody. You're not supposed to fight. It's uncivilized. An ape can't kill another ape. Uncivilized. So if you had to defend yourself, aim for the light or for the arm. Of course, an ape or a gorilla would back would, if it felt intimidated or if it tried to wrestle you, and if it decided to pull your arm, then you'd be fucked. Though chimpanzees are supposed to, and orangutans are supposed to be really, and gorillas are smart too, but more civilized, and I think, and you're not supposed to hurt another chimp or kill another chimp. Chimpanzee's not supposed to hurt another chimpanzee because that's uncivilized. Chimpanzees, gorillas, maybe angels have helped me fight. An angel has helped me fight. Maybe Michael, or maybe one angel wrestled with somebody, and God knows everything, and maybe something that's really close to him, or that God reminds them or God sends them out when necessary. And then I've been doing more fighting or more communicating. So I'm pretty sure that, I mean, I hope to be safe next year. And if any year, even if you're feeling depressed or something, if we're here, if life's still continuing, then we're supposed to be here. If a person, someone said a billionaire in a rock band, or metal band, but the way it was worded, it was like, then you want to try to get some money from me or something. Or something. Because I saw this site in the future possibly being some type of business, but it actually wasn't. Not really. But it worked. It was weird. Though, like, Eddie Postman even said that he'd be making some money from Star 2, or whatever character. Yeah, I know what it's called, but I don't want to say. Star 2, whatever. And he'd be making money. So that's the only reason there would be a Star 2. Or James said he would replace Paul, but Paul said, well, I'll still be making some money off of it. But I don't see no point in it. So, why would they want me to be a billionaire? I think maybe with MJ, he might have got some money. I mean, I don't know. Though, they're probably, oh yeah, you could be a woman, or you could go under a new name. You could fuck off, or you could retire. But they wanted more of his money, so it's like, he got screwed after Thriller. They screwed him. Aretha Franklin, one album sold 5 million or 10 million. One album. Yeah, but one album of MJ's, that album sold 50 million. Five Times Diamond. Or Emerald, that would be. Kiss has never done a Diceman album. They might, but if they do the Scabs again, I'm not gonna. Third album, nope. They haven't gone platinum since the 80s. And I don't count a DVD as an album. They haven't gone gold. It went second on the charts on this one magazine, but though supposedly it said, did it go on? No. And it's only sold 100. Boom and Monster. Boom got in the rounds 178,000. Okay. That's nothing. That's not anywhere near gold. How did that, on that magazines? Classic rock is not without Acer. They should have brought in Valentine or Fig or. I like Carvel, it was cool. Or cool maybe with Valentine. But I don't like UFC. Oh, someone says, yeah, because of this, the second one or whatever, or you don't like that dude, I don't because he's a white, and I don't like Winsinger because he fucks like that. So, I know, I also don't like Gene Simmons. Your wish is, our command is supposed to be rock and roll all night. That doesn't sound like a rock and roll song. Oh, like Puzzle Edition or something. Actually, they don't play that song much. Oh, fuck that song anyway. I wanted Bruce Kulick back. I wanted some fresh characters, and what did I get? Nothing, man. Which is something was so simple. Someone said about changing the merchandise. I was like, what do you mean changing it, man? You could, like Zazzle, you could change up the products, Zazzle anytime. Designs. It's not fucking hard, right? And they've had retro figures, and even Paul with his Bandit one pre-star character. And then they also had the Boom figures, but I was hoping no one would buy those characters. I think they even had the monster ones or something like that, but I was like, hope no one buys those either. Someone says people that like Ace and Peter are living in the past. If you support Gina Paul, if you support Darren Singer, you're in the past. I'm not from the 70s. I'm 30, and I respect the originals, not the characters. Because comic fans like Clark Kent, Peter Parker, Bruce Banner, Bruce Wayne, Peter Parker, Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, whatever characters are those characters. And when people talk about Ashman, I think Bruce Wayne was only replaced once. Though in movies, there was other actors playing that character. But in the animated TV series, there was only one guy who replaced Bruce Wayne. I didn't really even like that Batman's costume. Because comic fans usually like the originals. And there was Scarlet Spider-Man. And he wasn't Peter Parker, but, then Peter Parker wanted to come back and resume Spider-Man. I could see maybe if they have a storyline, like, because some characters are supposed to be, guys are supposed to be ageless, well, in the comics, and though, like, I could see, like, if they had a storyline where they weren't ageless, and, like, they were getting older, and then, like, they had to be replaced. But then that usually doesn't last for a long time. That doesn't last for a long time. That usually lasts for a while. Or sort of. Or quite a while, if. But then they get their own characters. Because you would wear the costume of a veteran, and then you might have earned it, maybe, but then I don't know, it's like only the costume and the mask they recognize, and they might call you Spider-Man, but it was originally known as Peter Parker, and that was the legendary status and what he did, and the legendary status and his battles. And then if he gets his own character, that makes sense. And then he can mention that he was Spaceman for quite a while or whatever, but he got his own identity. But how really Spaceman 2 wasn't working out. Something with the on character, and I was with there, but I did like the costume, but I didn't really like the Spaceman, but I liked the costume. Well, then make the face paint back. Make it work. Because Singer had an awesome face paint that they didn't even use. They could have bought, but they didn't even use. Or Paul could have done something that they didn't even use. Or Ace. Oh, fuck, man. Ace and Chris were ripped off money. And they were getting bad deals. And if that was being fucking allowed, I don't fucking get that. And that I would have sued. And if Ace would have been dead, if Chris would have been dead, there would have been no Spaceman 2 or Catman 2. So like Spider-Man, I could see the Beetle, and he's a cool character. Maybe he'd see the Beetle. Maybe he'd be Spider-Man's sidekick. Or he becomes Beetleman, and he'd still be like the Beetle. And then there was Spider-Man. And retired Spider-Man for a while. But of course you could still have action figures of Spider-Man as if he was younger. Or midterm or age, or even as a veteran, but retire from comic books for a while, and there'd be Beetleman, and Spider-Man or Peter Parker would be supporting Beetleman. In DC Comics, they have Blue Beetle, and like Aquaman. I mean, well, because Spider-Man, he had other villains. 12, 15. Fuck. Of course, he was quick like a spider. Whatever. The second Hobbit seemed pretty dark. I'll wait till DVD. RPX, I'm not sure if it's sound or picture, but my dad said it was sort of different. The 3D was pretty good the first time, though. It sounded like it was better than the first one. Different, but based by the sound of it, I probably like the first Hobbit better. The third one could be better than the second one, but I don't know. They could do it right, do it good. I'm not sure if they've already filmed it. If you have to redo a few scenes, please make it really good. I would never complain about wanting more of a percentage, unless they are ripping me off. And if they did, I would complain. But I wouldn't keep asking for more and more and more. I wouldn't. 90% is absurd. %80 is absurd. 70% might be absurd. Maybe 40% is okay. Or 39% is okay. 39. 39. Peter Jackson hasn't talked to me about Mike from Zarya. That I wrote every word and thought of all these places that I can't remember, that I did maps for and I can't remember. Because I've created some lands that I haven't even wrote about. I think I said them. And other ones, but... Oh, yeah. Well, I did create Doc Norb, and Edenmore, and Doc Norb, and Togehuben, and Mizunata, Sonata, and Anchom. And there's the Time Tortoise and the River Horse Hippo. Emerald Talisman or Amelin or something, I don't know. Pebbles. What if a woman was on it? Yo, Tolkien, am I related to you? No. Oh, wait, it's different. No, you don't want it to be the same thing, man. This one thing was saying WWE12 is like WWE 2K14. No, you don't want that to be like the same. You don't want it to be the same. Oh, I mentioned orcs in my book? And goblins. Yeah, I meant to say, like... Someone could have said, well, you do have orcs and everything, or goblins. Well, I meant to say, like, green goblins, or... I meant to say orange orcs, or... red... orcs, or something. Orcs, but not... regular orcs. Blue orcs. I don't know, fucking A. Just like I was saying, like, you know, what if you had these names, but what if your character had the same name, but it was a totally different character? Different. Well, you gotta be that, because I'm glad I created my own characters. And one guy said you could just cop characters off the shelf and touch them up. That's true, you could always touch up a character. But they had a character called the Porcupine. That was his name only? And the suit was sort of done. It's like, he has like defense, but it's like, well, that's it? I mean, that's important, but that's it? And other characters, I don't know. Well, I want major characters. Yeah, popular characters. 39%, 39, 39, 39. That's good. They can't complain. They get 59. 9. I get 39. If you were to say 50-50, that might be pushing it, especially for Hollywood or whatever else, or a company like Universal. That might be pushing it. But what I just said, 39, that's fair. And different companies, hey, you know, I heard Warner, DC Comics, they're receiving benefits for being with their company. Did Stan Lee have to pay for any of the women he was with later? But I'm Stan Lee.
No, I'm not. My name is Dominic. Oh man. Man.
I wish everybody a safe New Year. Hopefully a safe few days, and hopefully a safe New Year, and everything on Earth a safe 2014. And if they have to shut anything down, sure, good, but it shouldn't cost anything. If you're shutting something down, and the internet should always be online, available. I basically made a statement. I basically said to God, the Father, how I felt. And the same 10 times of those visions, the same. How I felt. And those other visions, how I felt about them. How I felt about them and us. So, you know, maybe they're, because of, I think there's going to be a World War III. We're going to spend billions more, hundreds of billions more, thousands of billions, I think, more, on Afghanistan, American government. It's something about $2 trillion. But it all sounds like expenditures. So how are we saving any money? I don't know. But this one thing said this auto industry, this one state, they were given money, but then they paid it back. But we're talking about a reserve being abused, and we don't really, it's not really an American reserve. So it doesn't make sense. So 1,700, 702 trillion, 704 trillion government in debt. You can't just shut life down. It's their fault. And we were supposedly about false flags on us, on peoples, or on certain states, certain ones, and it's like, huh? And it's like, I thought American government and Russian government were destroying nukes. at foreigners, foreigners, and so then how would that happen then? We're not supposed to have any, or are we being nuking China, or what would we be doing, or an asteroid, or what? And I heard one might go into was it the Atlantic Ocean, or was it, and it'd be a Category 3. I didn't know if an asteroid went into water, that, I mean, it would have to go all the way to the ocean floor. That the ocean life would start to, but then I think Russia said that they could get the asteroid. Hopefully they do. I don't see how it would wipe things up. Things would get bigger, or so the ones that survive would get bigger, or if it did go to the ocean, like Gojira, or I mean, some celebrities have died for real. Some of them, but why did I like these presidents? So if it wasn't serving a purpose to later be president, so at least one term, or was it 1 year, or what? Yeah, I'm glad I retracted my statements. Obama's either a Christian or agnostic. One of his mothers was agnostic. It's different. We don't know how. We don't know why. But there is something. There is a God. We don't know how. Garfield was elected. William Henry Harrison. Oh, and the 14 presidents before, or Garfield. Yeah, but he was starting to preach, I think, when he was president. And he already did that in the representatives. And then, under the second constitution, Henry Harrison a year, Tyler 5 years, Harrison 1 year, Garfield a year, Nixon's Endangered Species Protection Amendment, Clean Air Amendment, Environmental Protection Agency creation, Theodore Roosevelt creation of national parks, and something about environment, trees, planting of trees, Theodore Roosevelt and Nixon, American president. think I like Greg, but I'm not sure. Well, there's just one thing, and it says, well, somebody created a petition to allow an atheist to be president, but so I guess that's been illegal, and I think it should stay that way, at least agnostic or something like that. Though not the other thing. Though Hayes was Christian or agnostic. $5 years. Arthur, 5 years. Tyler, 5 years. Benjamin Harrison, 5 years. And Harry Harrison, Garfield. Why were they only president a year? Or maybe it would be president. Yeah, I'm glad I retracted this one statement. So, when I do run for president, maybe, of America, maybe, I'm not going to say anything. And I would be the one saying things, but I won't say anything. If I do, it would be about models, one-word models, two-word models, or about concepts. But there won't be any agendas. Obama fucked that up. Always like Gandhi, hopefully. You get a Peace Prize. So I just think this stuff on YouTube is speculation. Or one of the Nobel Peace Prize was, but then later became peaceful. I don't think Rick Perry wouldn't do that. Perry wouldn't do anyway. No. If nothing happens, Rabbi Barker, in 2016, 2014, 2015, 2016, if nothing happens, and all these videos should be removed about camps, they should be removed if nothing happens, and you need to apologize. If someone was to ask me, I am appreciative. I am thankful. We'll see. Really, I think Obama's just going to start a new line, the third line. Whether it be a war or whether it be... If people read her Twitter, Hillary Clinton, they would know not to vote for her. She said she'd be the one knocking at your door. You can't do that. Wendy Davis? I don't know. There's one woman, but she's a Republican, but only if she removes her tattoos. I don't know. I'll be your or I should write for this. Yeah, 2 lines, 2 lines. Or maybe those 14 before, so maybe that could be a line. Then this would be 3 lines. Then it would be like the 4th one. Since the past 2 presidential administrations and presidents and vices and presidents have been really, really prominent, then why don't we just, like, instead of parliament, or maybe we should just, or that'd be good too, I think, but we would just have presidents be for, yeah, I mean, 1-year term presidents. And we would vote on online polls. And maybe I'd put in a nickname for me or my party, and maybe they'd vote for me. More. I think it might be in a name. Let's hope so. And a screen name too. Piggy. Alright. Just one moment. If you... someone had a heart attack or stroke or something? Yeah. If you didn't have breasts, or it's not just... it's part of your body, and if you were pregnant or if you were lactating, it'd be beneficial for guys to suck on, like, you know, if I had a woman with breasts, if she had breasts, and to suck on it, and if there's any milk out of it that makes you smarter, and it's proven that breast milk is better. Pussy pop. That was funny. Dang it. Then we get more population. Dang it, where's my girlfriend? Thank you, Gene. You have Shannon. And you call yourself... what the fuck? False statements. Well, what the fuck, man? Someone said that Christ submitted to death, but he also had power over death. Over as well. As well. Most everybody does, because there's... I mean... usually... because there's an afterlife. There's an afterlife. Yeah, that's one something... weird. Something else. Trolls are not femurs, and femurs are not trolls, or just warriors, left warriors, knights, axes. That would be almost a fair battle. And but you goblins would break it, man. supposed to do you first. Lord of the Rings. How's The Hobbit a 3-part movie? Each Lord of the Rings movie was 3 hours. Each Hobbit movie's not more than an hour and a half. Or they've added more to it. Or it was the uncut edition, which I didn't read. I read the regular edition. Or the cut edition. Why was the book cut? Why wasn't it uncut? Why wasn't the full book? Why wasn't... I watched the second one on DVD, though. How come they just didn't make it a 2-part movie? I saw the first part. Okay, good. See the second one on DVD. It shouldn't be a 3-part movie. Yeah, Peter Jackson, did I give him my phone number? You haven't texted or anything. Can at least say maybe later. Fucking maybe. What's the point of if like or I don't want no, wait. I don't want to use him as Skype. I don't want to use him as Skype. Though, well, like a few people have. Let's just say whomever. Like quite a few people like have denied selling it, or they won't admit it. Though, why would God want you to do that? Stalking is against the law, a cybercrime. Following, pursuing somebody, that's illegal. And God didn't want to create Pokemon for reals. So yet he allowed Satan to be above him, or he allowed darkness to happen in 2006, or witchcraft to work. On how he allowed it to work. I was showing the real deals. Hopefully this one guy would go to some other country or where he's from, because I said, you won't get the phone louder than that, and I'm like, he didn't. It was weird. Why is God allowing people to be possessed, or why is God allowing people to be being able to almost take over the human body? What's up with that? If Jesus was the sign, then if someone, because some people probably have accused Jesus before, and that hurts them, man. Jesus knows that he failed. And the third world visions, I swear he was shamed. And maybe Jesus is plotting his vengeance because, he's tired of those darn evil worshippers. And even if he submitted to death, you know, some people, if Jesus submitted to that, then based on, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe that he submitted to something else as well. It's like, did God create this, or Satan, or were there two separate entities already somewhere in space? Somewhere in space. It's too bad God didn't kick things ass. Ancient, you are ancient, not ancient. It's just weird though. Like, how did we get from organisms, maybe sperm, maybe amoebas or whatever the fuck, and we get this skin? How did we come to be and in existence? Grand feature, great feature, alopecia. I don't know. Emit a tad. Even if I just learned, I think, even if you delete a channel, they still have your video saved. Just like in Harry Potter, are things going to be like memories? And like you could view things like a hologram? Hologram. Wow, this is the video. Or yeah, I mean, you could go to one of your videos and watch your videos. But I'm just like saying, like, if they put it on a file or something, and you could listen to yourself or see in a graphic in an image. Will this chip help us our memory? But as long as they wouldn't be allowed, or they couldn't control it, or you know, that, like, just things about like termination, like that just doesn't sound right. Though, well, that's what's in like a movie, but or a video game. Though, I have a password to this. No one's calling Rowling like, you know, is she like Hitler or something? Or Potter. I saw the second part of the Ashley Hallows. Snape died. Snape died. Snape died. By a snake. K.E. Snake gas. Snocky by a snocky. Snape was actually trying to help Dumbledore. I avenge you, Ape. Fuck that talking snake. Snake. Not because of talk. I meant the snake. I never like snakes. My sister doesn't like spiders. I don't like certain spiders either. Certain ones. Especially ones in RE2. That was a dark game. Like, what the fucking fuck? Hopefully not. Yeah. Maybe next year, I would have done, maybe. But I got the bastard this year, I think. This one big titty model had a picture of Baphomet or Ancient. I think it, well, they're different, I think, but still said in it. Oh. On her hand, that's that symbol. And I'm like, I'm tired of these women, man. I mean, and like even some guys, but I'm like, that's fucking weird. Getting these symbols. Yeah, it said they were rebellers, but I thought that was a long time ago. But how did we get to be peoples? And or we've never clarified ancient as a saint. He's not and it ain't God. Or they would have just had things on there. I read something that said the true God. The true God is creator. Satan's not a creator. Seems to me like Satan was the destroyer. Death was just greeting you at the other side. And where are you going? The destroyer. Destroyer. Because I'm a lifer too. Dude, I just would like to let you know, I think it's sort of neat. Like I said, you sort of like look like hey, sort of. It's sort of neat, but I'm not attracted to that. So you do seem sincere. Sincere. I wish you luck. I'm glad I thought of something, so I'll just say, remember, hate does not work. You're thinking too much. Look, when we have this communication, and if something happens, just know that, you know, I know that some guy was hurting, and some things seemed to bother you, as well, maybe, as well with me, maybe, or did though. Yes. Don't turn to drinking or anything like that. Care about your country from other countries. Have them have respect. Don't turn to alcohol. Don't. Think of a few principles. I know you have some principles. It seems. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be biased. Don't have hate because of a word, but you really don't know what you're talking about. And if you're on something, you shouldn't be. Don't condemn somebody if they're futuristic or if they don't have God, because if something were to happen, you know, in America, which I said that then it wouldn't be, then I would maybe say if later God if if he had any say and if there was draft invaders or evaders, pardon them, pardon, and if we were to kick out the Soviet Union, or I mean, if we were to dismantle them, like I think Arnold Hagen did, maybe, that hopefully if it worked, and you know, that also be defending what you believe in. Though it seemed like something like some comments maybe have got you thinking about not being, but then you said you weren't attracted to them, but then it seems like some women have been negative to you. So, oh yeah, I'm stopping this video. I'm gonna turn off the light now, and I'll be on my smart pad, which also has a password. Okay, do you think you're acting like a diva? Oh.